About Ardmore Studios, and I'm a little bit confused about the whole thing, really. There's talk of Ardmore Studios not just operating on the Herbert Road, but also in Southern Cross. Don't they have a place? Is it Troy Studios in Limerick? Is the company being sold? Is the land being sold? Are they both going to be sold separately? I have no idea, but maybe Pat Casey, TD for Fianna Fáil, actually knows about this. Hello to you, Pat.
Good morning, Declan, and how are you this morning?
Okay, fine, thank you. And people be worried that anything could happen to Ardmore Studios because, you know, it's such an iconic industry within County Wicklow for filming, and Ardmore is renowned, and people have a lot of spin-off work in it. What is going on? Can you explain it?
Well, I probably can't give you the full explanation this morning because I'm still trying to find out exactly what happened, because it did come as a shock to me yesterday when I was actually sitting in the Dáil when the email came in from the CEO of Ardmore announcing that it would be put on the sale or put on the open market for sale as a going concern. And I suppose you've outlined there the significant importance that Ardmore Studios has for the national film industry, but more equally for Bray and indeed Wicklow. And one of the things that I have a concern about is the fact that the government does have a 32% stake in the studios in Bray. Now, I have to question that we went through the action plan for jobs last year. It was identified in the East Coast the key importance of the film industry has in that action plan. And now all of a sudden the government wants to, observe its responsibility, wants to offload its share within the film industry, and I have a genuine concern, and it is genuine. I do not scaremonger about things. I'm in business. I ran on a platform in the general election about creating jobs, creating a better economic environment, and in Wicklow to sustain and create jobs.
Okay, well, can I quote you what Minister Simon Harris has said? Minister Simon Harris has received confirmation from Ardmore Studios CEO Suan Nirahalik that the sale will have no impact on operations of the business. Minister Harris said, "I am pleased to have received confirmation that the sale of Ardmore Studios will not impact on the day-to-day working of the business. The company is currently operating at capacity and plans to grow and develop in their Southern Cross base, which is also in Bray. Ardmore Studios are an important local business in Bray, and I'm pleased that it will continue to work as part of the community." That just sounds like the site is up for sale, but the business continues in Southern Cross.
I have no problem if that's true and if that is correct. And there's only one way, Declan, of ensuring that that is correct, and that is Enterprise Ireland holds its stake in Ardmore Studios and ensures it continues as a film industry and as a destination for the film. Otherwise, anything else can happen. And we all know in business, when you sell something, anything is possible. And the only way the government can commit to Wicklow, can commit to the film industry, is holding their stake, the Enterprise Ireland stake in Ardmore Studios, to ensure that that remains in the hands of the film industry.
Well, look at Paul McGuinness, for example, and I don't know Paul McGuinness. I've just met him briefly from time to time. He wouldn't know me, but he relinquished his involvement on, zooming around the world with U2, and he's been probably coming to a time in life where he wants to take things a little bit easy. Wouldn't it be nice just to sell up the business? Wouldn't it be nice to sell the property for housing, in their point of view, in Herbert Road, very desirable site, and the business itself, Ardmore Studios, would continue on the Southern Cross Road making the movies?
Declan, no problem with Paul McGuinness selling his share. I've no problem with Ozzy Kilkenny selling his share. They are private individuals who've invested in a business, and they're entitled to do that. The state equally has a third share in this, and that's what I'm anxious to ensure, that the state holds its shareholding in Ardmore Studios and maintains it as a film studios. Paul McGuinness is entitled as a private individual to do as what he sees fit to do it. But I would equally say it's not a coincidence, but I mean, the Bray development plan is about to start being a review process of the whole Bray development plan is about to start, and I think the first public consultation process has started. I think the public reps must ensure that this land maintains zoned for film use and film use only.
On Herbert Road?
Yep.
Why not houses? You're a spokesperson on housing for Fianna Fáil. People are crying out for houses. It's a very desirable place.
No, it is a desirable place. It equally is the historic home of the Irish film industry.
But Southern Cross, Southern Cross is just as good. I mean, that is more industrial. They could have a bigger site. They could expand it. So they're operating at more, less capacity. It's just too small for them.
No, okay, there is a capacity issue in Ardmore Studios. I will not deny that. And equally, the whole objective of the whole jobs initiative was to create a hub of film industry in Wicklow. We're doing that with the addition of Ashford and Wicklow. We must further expand that, but we don't want to lose the largest film studio that Ireland has to the for the film industry. And we don't want to convert it into residential.
Now, hold on, we're talking about two different things here. You're talking about the business of film being made in Bray. If the business of film was just moved down the road to Southern Cross and continued as was with the company, well, then you would be maintaining the film industry. The second part of it is the land on which it operates, which could be up for sale for houses.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. Yes, it could be for sale tomorrow morning for housing if it was rezoned for housing. It's not zoned for housing at the moment, so it can't be used for zoning. So what I'm asking for the protection of the film industry in Bray, the cost of building a new studio is equivalent to what's there at the moment would be significant and probably not be viable in the initial case, and the state would have to support it for over a number of years. Yes, we have a housing crisis, but you don't try and displace 500 jobs to build houses. There's other solutions to the housing crisis in Bray, and there's a significant planning application in at the far side of the N11 that we're all aware of. And that is where it has been identified that the population for Bray will grow, and the population for Wicklow as a county must grow, is at the far side of the N11.
Look at Herbert Road, Ardmore Studios, it's in walking distance of the Southern Cross. Southern Cross has all these potential places for industrial estates and whatever. Ardmore Studios could feel very much at home there with plenty of space. Displacing people, a few hundred meters up the road, that's not an issue. And if they made a few quid out of it for houses that are desirable and need it, well, why not? In the process, you still got your film industry, you still got it in Bray, they've got the advantage of a bigger place, they can maybe even do more productions because they got a bigger place, and they got a few quid in the pocket because they sold the land.
But is that what's planned, Declan?
That's why I came into it asking you, is that what's planned? I don't know what's going on.
No plan. There is no plan, from what I understand, in relation to the relocation of Ardmore Studios within Wicklow. None whatsoever. And we all know of the Troy Studios in Wicklow. We all know of Ozzy's Kilkenny and Siún O'Reilly's involvement in that. And we did bring them before the council when I was a councillor. We have met with Ardmore on several times to try and make sure anything we could do as a local authority was done to secure their future there, and we've assisted with the reduction in the development contribution to zero. And so this is why it came as a massive and a huge shock to both myself and indeed I think to the whole council that out of the blue the proposed sale of Ardmore Studios, even though the council and I was in contact with Siún O'Reilly in the last year trying to deal with issues in relation to the film industry. And I just honestly wonder what role Enterprise Ireland have in this, Declan, and what role did the minister have, and was the minister part of this decision to agree to sell Ardmore Studios?
All right, well, we'll have to get those answers and see what happens. I've sort of lost touch with people there since Kevin Moriarty left, and I just haven't heard who's in charge or what's the story, or maybe they can clarify it at some stage. We'll certainly keep on trying. But in the meantime, will you keep knocking on doors and
I hopefully they can hope to raise it in the Dáil today, so we'll see what information we get from the questions. If I succeed to get it as a topical issue today, I submitted a question last night, and hopefully we might have more answers tonight.
That's great. Okay. Pat Casey, TD, Fianna Fáil. Thanks very much indeed, Pat. Good morning.
Thank you, Declan.
Thank you. All right, if you've got a view of this, if you live in Bray, or you've got anything that you might have done with Ardmore Studios and you'd like to keep it where it is and like it operating the way it is and you'd like some more work out of it, or you think it shouldn't be sold, any sort of views at all about it, such an important industry in County Wicklow, let us know at 087 77 11 103 or on the landline 0818 303 103.